Hi friends, welcome to this long overdue video in which I'm going to show you how we refinished our balcony deck start to finish entirely by ourselves. This was not at all a difficult process, it simply required a few days of good weather and a little bit of elbow grease. Before we get into it, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to stay tuned to the very end for the final reveal. Okay. Let's take a look at the space we're working with. Behind our house, we have a small deck. It's not in very good condition. The stain is very weathered, as are many of the planks. In spite of that, our goal was to prolong the life of the deck as much as possible and to clean it up a little bit, get rid of some of these dead plants, refinish it, liven it up a little bit, and just, see how far we can take this deck before we have to replace it. We started off by removing the dead plants and poking around a little bit in that soil along the side of the fence, just to get an idea of how far down it went.
How many legs did it have?
At this point in the process, we weren't exactly sure what we were going to do with that little space along the fence with the soil. So we just tidied it up as best as we could, swept up all the debris and the plant corpses and put them in our yard waste bags for pickup. And we set about flattening the soil as much as possible just to make things nice and neat. The next step in our process of refinishing was to clean the deck, not just with water, but with an actual cleaning agent that was recommended to us at our local Home Depot. This product requires you to dilute it with water. We just followed the instructions on the packaging and set about cleaning our deck with a deck brush. The purpose of this product is not only to thoroughly clean the wood, but it's also to start breaking up some of the previous stain, as well as to break down any mildew or mold that might be growing on the deck. You simply dip the deck brush into the bucket, scrub away, and any excess you can pour directly onto the deck itself.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Amazing. That's amazing.
And once you've scrubbed that product all around the deck, it's time to continue scrubbing, this time with the application of some water to rinse the product away. Next in the process is sanding the deck. However, the deck must be thoroughly dry in order for you to do so. I used my power sander and a very gritty sandpaper, which allowed me to finish sanding the deck in just over an hour. You can really see the difference there between the sanded and unsanded portion. The goal is to remove any of the previous stain and really get that wood down to the grain so that it can absorb whatever new stain or sealant you're planning to apply. And once you're done sanding, you have to wash the deck again.
बहुत अच्छा है. हाँ. हाँ, this is from Swadesh. Yeah, you're right. अच्छी आ रही है पानी. अरे वाह.
Someone I spoke to told me that this would be an afternoon project, which struck me as odd because if you're doing all the steps we're doing, you have to let your deck dry in between in order to move on to the subsequent step. So in my opinion, refinishing a deck requires a couple days of dry weather.
Bee, there's a bee on your face. It buzzed by my ear. Oh my gosh.
Buzzing too much.
It's buzzing. Okay, plug your ears, like the girl in Jamaica said. Remember the girl from the tour? She said, plug your ears.
Moving along, the next step in the process is to stain the deck, or to at least seal it with a sealant so that it's protected against water. We opted for a semi-transparent stain in cedar. It was initially more red than I was expecting, but when it was all said and done, I had to admit that it actually looked really great, and I now think it's the perfect color. According to the can, this was not supposed to be applied in direct sunlight, and of course the deck has to be completely dry when you apply the stain.
Hi, little face.
Having completed most of the refinishing tasks, it was time to assemble our deck furniture. We ordered something called a conversation set. This was a new term for me, and we set about putting it together. It was a love seat, 2 chairs, and a coffee table. And on this day, I knew that spring had sprung. Things were looking so beautiful. Our neighbor's lilac tree was blossoming. Our ivy on the garage was coming in. Things were starting to look really cute. We also opted for an umbrella.
Package contents: 1 umbrella shade, 1 umbrella pole.
Our other neighbors have a very mature Norwegian maple, and thanks to that very beautiful tree, we have partial shade on our deck. But around 5 p.m. we do get a bit of glaring sun, which, really necessitates the umbrella. Of course, our deck wouldn't be complete without some plants. We had that little strip of soil along the fence, but didn't want to plant directly into the soil because, being 40-ish now, neither Pranav nor myself really wants to bend down into that soil to till or do any type of planting. So we got some raised garden beds that just happened to fit really perfectly in that space. We got 3. We filled them up with triple blend and got some cheap and cheerful plants from our local Walmart. We decided how to lay them out, and we just set about doing a bit of planting one morning when it wasn't particularly hot or too sunny.
Cheap and cheerful. Yeah, loosen it up, but don't, people really commented, they were like, oh my gosh, she pinched off so much, so I don't want to make that mistake again.
We stuck to the flower varieties that we know and love. We got geraniums, calibrachoa, and some marigolds. If you are a balcony gardener, then I've linked my balcony gardening video down below in the description as well as in the cards for you. I have an extensive video on plant and flower varieties that are perfect for balconies. So if you're looking for a little bit of advice about that and how to manage your plants on a balcony, you can check that out. The very last step in this deck makeover was to put down an outdoor rug. Pranav found something online that he really liked. When we opened it, we were surprised to see just how well it went with the stain, with the umbrella, with the cushions. It really complemented all of the pieces that we already had out there. I'm not going to talk at all over the final reveal, so I'll just leave you with the rest of the video. You'll see the way the deck looks now. I just filmed this footage 2 days ago, so it's very current. And I hope you liked this video. I hope you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. And I will see you very soon with something else. And here is the final reveal of our deck.